I think the thing that we really want to drive home for the listener here is don't confuse activity with accomplishment. You can see that they've bought Gladstone, they've bought Carlton, they've bought Darwin, they've bought Rosebud, but the strategy here is to try and divest. Well, there's two that's already been divest. There's a question around whether there's a third divest, and by doing that, by being in the arena, it's quite likely that they're significantly worse off in equity. So again, activity is not accomplishment. It's actually buying the right stuff. And we're gonna pivot to later on in this chat what that might look like. But clearly, you could see while this couple were in a world of pain.
Yeah, and quite a few lessons there, and chasing after different trends for get rich quick rather than play the long term. So chasing after mining towns, but getting in at the wrong time, chasing after high yield apartments, chasing after developments with no clear long term strategy with any of it.
Hey Dave, it's pretty tough for people at the moment who are trying to play the game right. So Ben and I have been around for eons. We're the dinosaurs, and we've got this really boring, conservative, get rich slow plan, right? Which doesn't necessarily stack up in the marketing world right now online, where there's lots of sexy sizzle around. Look, we created 27% equity in 5 minutes and all that sort of stuff. But what we don't get to see in some of those conversations is very short-term spikes, but long-term hold. Have they actually been able to withstand the test of time? So I guess we'll put our hands up and say, yeah, we are boring, we are conservative, we are get rich slow. But at the end of the day, all you want to do is define the goal. You want to get to the goal, and you want to get to the goal on time. And in some cases, some of the promises that are being peddled in the marketing online would suggest that we're boring and you shouldn't do that. But ultimately, if you can't get to the goal, we can't get to the goal on time, as we can see in this portfolio, what's the point? Because there is a lot of anxiety that goes on in the minds of the people that have to that have to hold these portfolios. But also, we're talking about a decade, 2012. We're talking about someone who's been in the game for 13 years. They should be at the peak of their powers as a property investor if they'd made some really strategic decisions in the early days. And here we are in the peak of financial anxiety, which is not a good outcome for this couple, and I feel for them a lot.
No, it's unfortunate. As you said, it's quite a long period of time investing, and we could be well and truly on the debt reduction phase by now if we hit the right assets there. So hopefully a few good lessons for everyone.